What's going on, my fellow troops? My name is Xavvo, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, I have a very big question here. Was I wrong about Modern Warfare 3? For any of you who didn't watch the other video I made about MW3, I don't know if there's any point in me linking it because it's going to look kind of embarrassing now if you watch that video after what I say today. But essentially I made a video called Why Modern Warfare 3 Will Be the Best Call of Duty by far. And now I'm starting to eat my words. I'm starting to, kind of regress on what I'm saying. And I'm just starting to doubt a lot of what I said in that video because I did not realize the state of the game would be like this until I actually bought it. So today it is actually Tuesday, so it's been a good 5 days, I think, maybe, since the game dropped. And I will be real, like, when the game dropped, I had a little bit of FOMO. It wasn't, like, super high, but I definitely had a bit of FOMO there, thinking, like, oh, fuck, everyone else is getting the game, and I really want to play it already. And I just carried on playing Modern Warfare 2, or just playing whatever. And now that I've got it, I kind of feel a bit relieved that the FOMO was kind of a bit pathetic, considering this is exactly the same shit as MW2, just better. And I know we did expect this. Everyone was saying this game was going to be a DLC to MW2, that it was going to be just a better version of MW2, but holy fuck, it's actually kind of insulting. I'll be real with you. I got the game, I was excited, okay, as anyone else would, be if they bought a new game that they really want to play. If you saw the community post, I announced that I got it. So I get home and I plug it in. And this is where the disappointment hits me, because instead of being hit with the absolutely ridiculous 100 gigabyte update that just confirms you've got a whole game to install, whether that's annoying or not, at least it confirms, your thoughts that it's a new game. But instead of getting a 100 or 150 gig game to install, no, I get hit with 5 downloadable content packs. Yeah, 5 downloadable content packs. Now, at first I was thinking maybe my Xbox is tweaking it. It could just be like content packs and then the actual game will install. I'm expecting to, have to uninstall a few games or move them to my other, 2 terabyte hard drive for some space. But I moved Apex Legends, which I don't play very much, off of my internal onto my 2 terabyte external, preparing for that. And no, I didn't need to do that because even upon restarting my console, the game is still just 5 installable content packs. This just really sets in place that this game was designed to be a DLC to MW2, not a new game. And holy fuck, that just really disappointed me. So not only do I have to install 5 downloadable content packs that are each about 10 megabytes in size, they're really not that big in size, you just go into the game and this just absolutely confused me. It kind of actually made me feel a bit insulted, a bit upset, as anyone else would be. The game doesn't open up its own new version, this whole new game that's MW3. It opens up the same base game that MW2 is. And if you guys don't know, before MW3 was, on the brink of dropping, MW2 was just updated, at least on console, to be named Call of Duty. It's not MW2, they just called it Call of Duty. So, essentially, when you have downloaded the five installable content packs for Modern Warfare 3, and you put the disc in, it opens up MW2. It opens up the same game. You have the same Modern Warfare 2 HQ sort of, homepage. You open it, you press A to start, and then it opens up the home, and then it has the MW3 content that's at the top, which normally would be locked. It has all of that at the top, and then the MW2 content below. So it's literally opening MW2, and the only difference is, because you've paid $70 or 65 UK pounds for this game, you now get to use the locked tab that was the MW3 content at the top of MW2's homepage. That is the only difference. So you literally, and don't get me fucking started on the price. That is where my main problem lies here. The campaign may be short. I haven't really played much of it. I played about 2 missions and I'm already just taking a break from it because the first open mission on Veteran, at least, is very, very tedious and very just It's just boring as fuck, I'll be real with you, trying to finish that. But I'm not opposed to the whole open mission thing. I'll make that very clear. It's just very tedious. So I haven't played much of the campaign, but from what I've seen when I watched Jev's playthrough over the last week previously, I watched his whole playthrough on it, and yes, it was a very short campaign, but from what I took from it, it looked fun. It looked very good quality. I've been on and played, as I say, 2 missions so far. The cutscenes are very high quality, and there's no bugs with the campaign so far. So I'm kind of, I enjoy it, but I do have to say, this comes back to the price, which I'm about to cover in a minute. It's kind of insulting, because this game has a campaign that runs for about 3 to 4 hours, I'm pretty sure, which is very short to the usual campaign, which is about 6 to 7 hours. So you're getting about half as much content there in terms of the campaign, with a bunch of them just being open world missions in the style of like Warzone or DMZ, so you're really not, there's not a lot of animation going on there and a lot of cutscenes unless you get to like the main missions. So that in itself feels a bit half-assed, which that's whatever. Campaign is whatever, but still, for what I paid, that's kind of insulting. So campaign is a bit half-assed. Multiplayer, holy shit. You go to multiplayer's homepage, and that's the only thing that's different. Like, even the daily challenge tab looks the same as MW2's. You've got the MW3 logo in the top, and just the whole layout of the top with all the selectable sectors, in like the weapons, operators, battle pass. That is all laid out in the same style across the top. And yeah, that's like the only thing that's literally the same on there. Obviously, the playlist and the way the background is laid out is different, but it's basically the same homepage. You go to the weapons section, and sure, again, background looks different, but the loadout section and the way it's laid out, its UI, its design, pretty much the same. It's just had a slight overhaul just to match the MW3 style and color scheme. That's literally it. You go to Battle Pass, it shows you the MW2 Battle Pass, just further confirming that this game is solidified and attached to MW2. And then you go to Customize and Store, and it's exactly the same. Exactly the same as Modern Warfare 2. Literally the same shit. The only thing that's different is you'll find all these new locked mastery and zombies and multiplayer and campaign related calling cards and emblems in there from this game. But of course, it's still the same base, shop, and customizable section of the game. So that alone is just kind of insulting, as I'm going to say that word a lot in this video. It's just MW2 content with MW3 thrown in the mix. And zombies, I haven't played it yet, but again, it's open world, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to like that. I've heard that the grinds for that are just kind of boring and pointless. I've looked at the camo grinds. The camo grinds being probably the only exciting thing for this game that makes it a whole lot different is just having new camo grinds to do on new guns. I can still do the MW2 mastery in this game, so there's really no boundaries here. It doesn't even feel like I'm playing a different game. I don't even have to touch MW2 because this is literally MW 2.5. I can do the Modern Warfare 2 weapon mastery charms that I didn't complete in MW2 and continue doing them now in MW3 for the other guns, because literally every single gun from MW2 is in this game. I can just do it here. I don't even have to play MW2 because it's basically the same game anyway. Like I say, you're just plugging the same game in, and it just gives you access to the new content, which is MW3, aka a DLC. It's so fucking insulting. And now I'm going to just kind of go into the general thing that really just makes this a really insulting game. It's just the price. Like, I was willing to accept a DLC to MW2. I was always going to be willing to accept that. I said, even at the start of MW2, this game's a lot of fun, and you know what? If we get a year 2 for MW2, I will 100% play it, and I'll enjoy 2 years of this game, because I'm kind of sick to death of having to get a new card every year. But they did decide to take this U-turn with all the trajectory that the community was giving the game and all the hate. They decided to drop this DLC as a separate game, and I said, you know what, that's cool. If you want to drop this as a separate game, drop it as at least a 2.5 or a DLC. I don't mind, but the game drops, and it's $70, aka 65 UK pounds. What the fuck? I was under the impression this game would be like 55 quid, aka 55 55 British pounds. I go to the shop and it's 65. Now, I didn't just make that number up in my head. I looked online and it said the standard edition was 55. But I go to the shop, it's 65, which in US dollars is around $70. So pretty much it's exactly what everyone said it would be when you buy it, about $70. I have no fucking clue why this game is more money than the other Call of Duty titles when it has half as much content and it's the same fucking thing. It's just a DLC. Why is this shit $70? That is my only problem with this game. At this point, I'm still very confused and a little bit upset that this is literally just MW2, but a DLC. But the main thing that's really just insulting me is the price. If the price was at least $30, aka 25 British pounds, that would be far better. I wouldn't be even bothered. I probably wouldn't even make this video. I might make a similar, and I would have just like talked about similarities, but literally the main reason that I'm so pissed right now, or just kind of upset, is it is the same thing. It's just more money. It's $70. You get half a campaign. You get basically the same multiplayer experience, just different movement and more new guns to do, and OG maps that are literally, as old players would see it from the perspective of, they would see that as recycled content, and it's not actually new because it's from older COD games. Like, sure, yeah, maybe they put, you know, a bunch of assets and skills into making these maps in a newer version for a newer game, but it's still old maps. They didn't have to think. They didn't have to do all this brainstorming. They just took something that worked and made it new and then adapted it slightly with doors and maybe taken away some little things that people didn't like. That's all they did. There isn't a huge difference. Like, I actually feel like when I'm plugging MW3 in, I'm just opening Modern Warfare 2 and going to an accessible unlock area, which shouldn't have even costed $70 fucking dollars, but it does, except this is supposed to be a separate game and doesn't feel like a separate game. That is it's just the weirdest thing. I feel like when I come back to this game in the future, I'll be like, oh, that's that game, the one that basically made us install a DLC as a new game. That one, yeah, I remember that game. Yeah, I had to plug in MW3 to open MW2. Yeah, that'll be what I'll say when I look at that game. I go, oh, it's that one. It's the shared content game, the one with a different disc, same content. Honestly, this definitely has made me reconsider what I said in that video. Do I think this is the best Call of Duty by far? No, definitely not. And when I said it in that video, what I was really trying to say was it would be the best in recent years by far, being that it doesn't it's not competing with the old CODs, but it just has better graphics than the old CODs. It does certain things better than the old CODs, which makes it ahead of the older CODs, just graphically, I guess. But I thought it was going to be the best in terms of the best overall content-wise and the best in terms of how it's built. But it's not able to take that place because it's just a DLC, basically, which kind of pushes it back below Black Ops Cold War, which I previously declared as having the #1 place for the best recent COD in years. So it's really here. This is MW3. This is Black Ops Cold War. I thought it was going to be here, but it's here. And I don't know what else to say to you guys. I do like this game. Of course, I'm going to produce content on it, but I find it laughable that I'm even making this upgrade to a separate, what's supposed to be a separate game, because people won't want to watch me play MW2 for content. But this game's basically the same fucking thing, and people want to watch this. Like, what's the fucking difference, realistically? Like, do people seriously want to point and say, I'm not watching those videos, Xavvo, they're MW2 videos, I hate MW2. And then I get this game, I pay 70 quid for this, and it's basically 95% the same, or 90% the same. And people will go, oh yeah, I want to watch that now. Tell me how that makes any sense. I don't know. I literally don't know. Guys, you could literally play MW2 and you'd feel like you're playing the same thing. You just didn't buy the DLC upgrade. Like, that's seriously what I'm going with here. That's what I am comparing it to, a DLC, because it literally is. And I think everybody else has stated that. Everybody else can agree with me on that. It's 2.5, not a 3. Seriously, at the very least, they need to separate this game as its own game. If we get the Season 1 update, or maybe a few weeks after this game's, come out, maybe a week or two from now, Now, if they just say, hey, we're going to make this a separate game, but you can kind of, you know, enter MW2 from this game or enter MW3 from that game, but we'll have it separated, that at least is a step in the right direction. At least then it feels more of a unique game and not the same fucking thing building off MW2's base. I don't know. I personally just think that was a half-assed, lazy kind of excuse to try not to get people to notice that it was going to be a downloadable DLC pack, because if they'd kept Modern Warfare 2 named as Modern Warfare 2 and this game opened MW2, people would be very confused. That's why they went out of their way to change the name of MW2 to Call of Duty. That way we'd think, I think it's opening MW3. It's not the same game, guys. Oh, look, they're merged together. I'm pretty sure most of that gigabytes of storage that's for Call of Duty is actually just Modern Warfare 2, and the rest of it is MW3 that we've had added on. But they want us to believe it's a 50-50 split, like it's just called Call of Duty as an umbrella, and inside you've got half Modern Warfare 2, half Modern Warfare 3. It's really not. Like, it's just an extension. You guys could save your money. I mean, it's easy for me to say that after I've bought it and I have it now so I can play it while saying guys don't get it, but I'm serious. If you guys played Modern Warfare 2 and you don't see a point of upgrading, there isn't much of a point, at least not now anyway. You might have to give it a few seasons before it's fully fleshed, or at least different to Modern Warfare 2. And for those who haven't played Modern Warfare 2, this will seem like a brand new game to you. So, well done. Get Modern Warfare 3, the new game for you who haven't played Modern Warfare 2, but it's not. It's the same fucking thing, just different movement, new guns, new camo grinds, and a zombies mode, and a half fleshed out campaign. Please, at least update campaign. I know they're capable of it because they originally planned to do it with Modern Warfare 2. They originally planned to add more parts to campaign to Modern Warfare 2. This was originally going to be Modern Warfare 2's extended campaign pieces. So, if they're capable of doing that, I want them to put more campaign missions in. Don't leave us out on the fucking ending that I saw in Jev's video, because that is fucking insulting. Don't leave us at that. Please add more campaign missions to campaign and then have it fully fleshed out. At least then we can say, hey, the DLC game has another content drop with more missions and more content that makes it feel fully fleshed when it wasn't supposed to be, rather than just leaving it at, it's a DLC game and we paid $70. I want to see a lot more differences to multiplayer, because this is just not enough. It just really isn't. And I also want to see some altering to the way the gunsmiths work, because honestly, it feels like I'm just opening Modern Warfare 2's gunsmith and putting on the guns all over again. I can't open custom mods for some reason because they took away tuning from this game when it was in Modern Warfare 2. So this game has less customizability, because whilst it's transferred over Modern Warfare 2 guns, you can't tune guns in this game like you could in Modern Warfare 2. So Modern Warfare 2's gunsmith is actually better than this game. Believe it or not, you're paying more money for a worse gunsmith. It's really that stupid. Please alter the gunsmith. I like that I can do my grind whatever in this over Modern Warfare 2. That's good. I prefer this game over Modern Warfare 2, gameplay-wise at least. Multiplayer, it's definitely better in terms of its movement and everything, and the alterations they did. I still stand by what I said in the video about that. But please, do something to alter the game, to make it feel different. Please, change the UI up. Just do something to make the game look different, to make things seem different. I mean, the operator section is exactly the same. You can select new operators as well as all the other operators you bought in Modern Warfare 2. It looks exactly the same. Even the way they stand on both sides is exactly the same. It's just the same thing. It's not its own standalone game, and I want them to separate the game as well and just make the game more separate and more fleshed out in certain areas where they failed to do that. Then I'll potentially cut them the slack. But right now, this is insulting. $70 fucking dollars for this shit? Absolutely not. Guys, don't buy it. Unless they lowered the price to $30 or $25, then I would tell you to get this game. But if you haven't bought it yet, there is no need to have all that FOMO. There's no need to be worried about missing out. It's exactly the same shit, just slightly different. So that's what I have to leave it at. I definitely disagree with what I said in that video, but I do not think it's a bad game. I just don't think it's the best, and it's not the worst. It's just here. It's just mediocre at best. It's basically Modern Warfare 2019 mixed with Modern Warfare 2, which in a way is good, but on its own as a final product, they didn't do it well, and it could have been executed well if they just actually dropped this later and just gave us a year 2 for Modern Warfare 2, or just made this the year 2 as a DLC and at least admitted it's a DLC. I don't know, man. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Be sure to smash a like if you agree, if you enjoy, whatever. Of course, check out the other playlists down below and links in the description just to check out, you know, more Modern Warfare 3 content and just other stuff down below. But other than that, thank everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.